Am I the A-hole stories? Today from Wallaby Overall 3366 who posted, Am I the a-hole for telling my brother-in-law to get over himself and to quit holding a 10-year-old grudge?
My brother-in-law, married to my sister, is a general contractor. About 10 years ago, my dad and brother were building a deck at my parents' home. They asked my brother-in-law if they could borrow his skid loader, but he said no. They prepared the ground as best they could without the skid loader, but got to the point they couldn't go on without it. They went to my sis's house to ask again, but found out brother-in-law went out of town. They talked my sis into letting them borrow it, so she took them down to his construction lot, and they hooked it up to Dad's truck. This next part I'm not so sure about since I don't know much about towing, but from what I was told, Dad's truck wasn't big enough or powerful enough to tow the skid loader on the dump trailer, so he lost control and wrecked. The truck, trailer, and skid loader were totaled. The insurance was barely enough to cover the medical costs, and the truck. There was none left over to cover brother-in-law's stuff. When he got back to town, he exploded. He threatened to sue and things just went downhill from there. My parents are not rich and he wouldn't have gotten anything, so in the end, sis talked him into letting it go. However, from that day on he wouldn't have anything to do with our family. He doesn't come for birthdays, holidays, or anything at all. Next month is our parents' 50th anniversary, and we're planning a big family gathering to celebrate. We're also chipping in to send our parents on a cruise to Mexico because they've never been out of the country. I spoke to sis about it the other day and she said she's coming with the kids, but brother-in-law is not coming. I was fine with that, but when we were discussing their portion of the cruise money, I heard him yelling in the background to deduct their portion from the cost of the skid loader and dump trailer. That pissed me off, so after my call with sis, I called brother-in-law and told him to get over himself. I told Dad and bro made a mistake, but that was 10 years ago and he needs to let it go. He said he'll let it go when they give him the money he lost. I told him he was a jerk for holding on to a grudge and putting money in the way of a family relationship. Sis called me a few minutes ago and said they were not coming and that I was out of line. We argued for a bit and that's where it stands. I don't think I'm wrong for telling him to let go of the past, but they're not coming to the anniversary party, so now I'm not sure.
Yes, you are indeed the a-hole. Your family's actions towards your brother-in-law are completely unacceptable, and it's no wonder that he is upset with them. It is clear that they went behind his back after he refused to lend them his equipment and proceeded to steal and destroy it. This is a clear violation of trust and shows a complete lack of respect for his belongings. It is also unfortunate that the insurance money that was received from the incident was used to pay for other expenses, such as medical bills and a truck, instead of compensating your brother-in-law for the equipment that he uses to make a living. This shows a complete disregard for his livelihood and the impact that this theft has had on his life. Despite all of this, you seem to be pushing for him to forgive your family without any effort from them towards reconciliation. This is unfair and shows that you two are complicit in their wrongdoing. In order for there to be any hope of repairing the relationship, a genuine apology and effort toward making amends are necessary. Until then, your brother-in-law is completely justified in his anger towards your family, and your attempts to brush this issue under the rug are only making things worse. Catch you on the next one.